I see L&T Motor, Future Trader, Miranda A, American Runs on Diesel Dan. I see you all. I see Aaron Rod. I see Bucket. I see Michael 1475. I see Steve-O! And I see Ralph. Yes, our dear brother Ralph. I see you, man. Oh, okay. All right, let me take care of that, Ralph. Those of you who may have wanted to join the panel, you can't do it because it didn't put the link in the channel, Cotton. You can't do it. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Instead of risking shutting down the stream by accident, I'm going to go ahead and put the link down there in the chat where you guys are. And then I can go back in once people get in on the panel and we get things going, and go back out and put it in the description so that I don't have to keep posting it over and over again. Or I can link it in here and post it to the top of the page. How's that? But normally I like to do the website. So yeah, we'll save that for the website. I'll just do it during the stream. But anyway, welcome to the Aftermarket. I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts. Hold on one second. Let me get that down there. Copy. Let's go over to the chat. Okay. Paste. And there you go. The link is now in the chat. Okay, so welcome to the Aftermarket, everybody. I am your host, J&J Video Reacts. And right now, hello. Right now we are a couple minutes in. Yeah, damn, Ralph, good guy, man. Give me a couple seconds. This is a stream created by traders for traders to basically kick back, relax, chill, let go, enjoy yourself, and talk about how much money you made or lost in the market. Hopefully there were a lot more green days than there were red days today. Hopefully there were no red days, but we know that's literally impossible. We are American Dream Trading. Yes, we are. And we are a group that is owned. We are owned. No, we belong to a group called American Dream Trading, and it is the CEO and owner is Chad W. Christian, who is a stock market trader who has over 30 years of experience in the market. He's traded through every possible condition imaginable, including Discord shutdowns. Did you guys experience that today? That was not fun. It wasn't pretty and it wasn't fun. But Coach traded through it, okay? And he taught us how to trade through every market condition imaginable. All right, SARS, Rona, you name it. Desert Storm, he's traded through it and traded successfully. He has created 8 millionaires. Yes, I said millionaires as in 7 figures. He has also retired over 50 people. I mean, things just happen when you come to American Dream Trading. So if you want to join, the one link that I did include, besides, of course, my tip jar, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Coach, you like that? Besides the tip jar is, yay, let me forget that link, okay? I will be canceled, baby. We can't have that. So, yeah, AmericanDreamTrading.com is linked in the description of this video. If you have not joined, well, you're just doing yourself a disservice. If you are a VIP member and have not joined the Lifetime VIP, you're doing yourself a disservice, especially today, because guess what? You know, normally it's $7,500, right? $5,000. It's only 5 right now, today. He's running this. Get it before the weekend. Okay, we've already had, I wish Coach was in here right now so we can find out how many people we've had take advantage. We've had a lot of people take advantage of that. That's $2,500 off. That's what he charges for 1 year of VIP. And he's offering you a lifetime for 5. Do the math. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that is a tremendous deal. So thank you for doing that for us, Coach, and take advantage of it, guys. The link is in the description. Just go there and click VIP membership 5,000. Click it. Go ahead and pay with PayPal or Venmo or your credit card, and you will be set up. The cool thing about it is it also includes hot stock picks, it includes workshop classes, and it includes a master class that we get every morning at 8:15 a.m. That's right. Every morning at 8:15 a.m. we get a master class. So I've got some of my comrades who have come here to join me on the panel. I did not include the link in the description by accident, but it is in the chat if you guys want to come up and talk. We're going to have Bruno on here. Maybe we'll have David on here. You know, you can come up here. We'll pick apart your trades. We'll help you the best we know how. We'll go over Coach's rules. We'll go over some of Coach's videos, and you'll get some extra training while you're in here from some really good people. Bruno, hopefully he'll be in here today. Let's see who. Is this Ralph? Ralph, is that you?
No, it ain't Ralph. It's Bucket.
Bucket!
What up, Ralph?
What up, my brother? How are you?
I am good. Today was fun. It was just fun.
It was.
Okay, we had the little technical difficulty, but that wasn't our fault. That was.
Hey! Sometimes it starts off like that. Hey, listen, opportunity comes by way of adversity, right?
There it is. There it is.
I've had the best trading day I've had in a while.
I know, and I'm going to ask you about it. I took notes from a couple of your comments during the Zoom that all paid ADT members get all day. And I'm going to just wait for the right time to ask you because I almost fell out of my chair. I had to ask it twice. Because remember 2 weeks ago on the previous show, someone wasn't having a very good Friday. And all of a sudden today, we got Super Trader going on. How many contracts, Dawn?
10, baby. 10.
Everybody in chat, you may not have been in Zoom. I repeat, Dawn had 10 contracts. Look at her.
I was testing.
Job,
okay. Remain humble because it could have gone the other way. Okay, so here's the deal. I figured, you know what? I've done this a couple times now. I kind of get it. Here's the thing. Keep the same mentality you did when you were trading 2 contracts. It's the same thing. You're just doing it with more. And the key is what Coach always says, position size. Okay, it was an $18 contract, and I'm in a couple of them. I'm like, you know what? What's the difference right now between 2 and 10? And I know I'm not supposed to jump over 5, but I'm like, technically, if I make this move and I make it successfully, and I've been doing that for a few days now. So stay in this zone just pay attention to the trade. Don't look at the P&L. So by rights, don't pay attention to that amount of contracts that you put in there. Even though it's a small position size, don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to the fact that it's a small position size and you know what you're looking at in that trade. Focus on the trade. Don't think about the money. And that's what I did. So I got the 10. I just went on ahead and did 10 instead of 2 and just acted like it was any other day. And, you know, I sat through the chop. And when Apple started going, and I saw that, I went on ahead and jumped over there, and I saw where it was acting, where it kept pulling back and started pulling back towards the end. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get out. And as it turned out, it was at $102 profit. So it was like, yes.
On 180. Booyah.
Good job, Ron. Good job.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. It's like, okay, let's just take this, do the same thing and put it here. And instead of making $37 like I did yesterday, doing the exact same move, damn near with the exact same contract size, but just up the contract size like Coach always says. So that was the only thing that changed.
You know, I'll tell you, I've seen it in you over the last two weeks, your confidence, but also, to be honest, Dawn, I think this show helps all of us. We like to go and talk and do the
Yes.
show. But this has
Yes,
really
we do.
helped you because, I've seen you start to tutor and give advice and also give some strategic thinking in these things. And I think I'm one of those believers that if you can talk and teach people, it makes you better in the long run as well, because you're reaffirming your own knowledge and confidence.
Dude, I said it last week when I was a supervisor, and people were like, I can't sell this customer on this service. And I'm like, yeah, you can. And things that scared me when I was on the phone, I had to let go of that when I would get in front of them and show them how to do it. And teaching teaches you. You know what I mean? So yeah, and they say sometimes people are better teachers than they are better doers, and vice versa. And yeah, teaching it to other people.
It's been amazing.
Yeah. It's like, wow, talking about it.
I'm so happy for you and your spouse. I know you two are loving it.
Yeah, she was proud of me. She was proud of me.
But I was so excited to get on here. I won't take up the thing all night, but when I heard 10.
Oh, that was cool. That's cool.
I mean, I said, 10. Oh my gosh, this girl's gone.
I didn't tell anybody till everything was done, because I didn't want Coach yelling at me, and I didn't want Ralph yelling at, like, what are you doing, David? No, you're not ready for that. I'm like, I feel in my heart that I'm ready to do it. So let me go ahead and try it. And if I lose, then the cool thing is I know how to shed.
Yep.
So there wasn't going to be any big losses. I know how to shed that shit right off of there.
You did no sheds today at all. You just went in and got out.
I did one shed, and that was just one contract, and I left the other 9 in there.
It was only one.
I left the other 9.
Good job.
That I thought about yelling at you, Don. I heard you ask David, "Can you get in?" I was like, "Have Price left the top zone, Don?"
No, I didn't get until an hour in or so. Yeah, man.
Oh, hour and a half.
Apple is trash. It was trash, and I'm like, I'm sure David might be in there, but I'm not getting in. And then when I saw him messaging me on like, it's too choppy, I'm like, okay, I thought it was just me. If it's too choppy for him, and he has mastered how to scalp Apple, but when he's not even getting in, oh hell no, I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I made the mistake of getting in when I thought, all of the David things from his 2-minute Evo course. I was like, yeah, I'll get in now. And that was like 2 minutes after Coach said, stay away from Apple. I didn't listen. I had to ride VWAP for an hour and 20 minutes, lose all my gamma, and you guys in and crush it. But, hey, green is green, right, Ralph?
That's how you learn.
Yep. Green is green.
That's how you learn. I was doing that same thing a couple weeks ago. That's how you learn. And nobody's saying I won't do it again. So, today was a good day. It was a green day. We'll chalk it up for the green side. And, because every every trade is risky. So, yeah, that could have very well been me still, but I picked the right day to have some sense and not get in there with the chop. Because normally that would be me as well, Bucket. Normally I'd be doing it too.
That, but the whole week you've been staying in the I remember yesterday, I think David was flabbergasted. You said, yeah, I got one contract. And he goes, oh, when did you I'm still in it. And he goes, what? I mean,
I had 2. I shed one. And I held that last one. I was like, I only got one left.
That was great.
Give me something, baby. Give me something before I let go.
That was awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm very proud. Congratulations.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So you got in on the drop when it poured below, like after lunch hours or whatever? Yeah.
It was after lunch. It was after lunch. And it was, what was it? 170 was the strike. Was it 170 or 172? It was 170, I believe.
Nice.
Because it was 18 cents.
Nice. So you do that by going deeper into the money, right? That's how you're doing that?
Deeper out of the money. And what I do is I look at the delta, and I try to do at least a 10% delta.
Okay.
A point, like when I go way out of the money, I realize, okay, because I've gone the other day, it was 0.05. And I mean, that was some slow moving shit. For every dollar for every penny. No, how did that work? It went up $2 for every dollar, I think, or penny. I can't
As long
remember.
as it's moving in the right direction,
Yeah,
your delta
yeah.
should start
But it
moving
took
up.
forever for it to move $2. But it was moving in $2 increments, and I had to wait until, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would move. So, but when you go further out, it takes longer. It does move, but it takes longer. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to do a happy medium now. Instead of getting the contracts that David does or getting really, really cheap contracts, I try to get somewhere around $20 or $30 contracts. But today I did $18 because it was like, okay, let's do 10 of them. Normally, instead of spending $200 all at one time, let's just, you know what I mean? Let's just do some of these $18 contracts, and instead of doing 2 or 3 like I normally would, let's just go for the gusto and try to do 10 and just shed half of them if something happens. But instead, I held on to those 10 most of the time, and then when it got to be a serious push up, I shed 1, and then it started coming back down. And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to shed anymore. Hold on. And I ended up holding the entire 9 until it started going back up. And I said, okay, you know what? I need to go over and get ready for the stream. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of all 9 of them because I don't feel like babysitting it anymore. And that's what happened there. So
funny.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to have to call you out on that, right?
On what?
Ralph's with me on this one. 2 weeks ago.
Didn't we have a plan for the $100 a week?
Talking about $100? Yeah.
Oh, so you
I think it was a good move, Don.
But no, here it is.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't know the rules.
I added the profits on there. So the profits that I made throughout the week, over top of the 100, I just went on ahead and did the 180. That's why I did that. I was like, you know what?
I'm just saying,
what are you doing with the money, Don? You made a promise to coach every week.
Yeah. So that 100 goes into the bank account to pay a bill, and next week I'm starting over with 100. Yeah.
There you go.
Whatever the rules are, stick to them. It don't matter.
That's it.
Just stick to the rules. It's a discipline training.
It is. It really is.
Ralph,
somebody call
I got you in my head, man. So
he's in everybody's head.
I gotta keep you going, man.
You did. So today I decided, because I went more out of the money contracts. I tried in the afternoon to do a little scalping because Apple was in a beautiful channel and it wasn't a fast channel. I can't do fast channels. I tried. I got my lunch eaten. So I did that slow, call on support, put on resistance, and I got 3 opportunities to do that. And every time, Ralph, I was sitting there on the button, my mouth's going, man, should I do this? Should I do this? And then all I could remember is if I asked a question, Raphael would go, fuck it.
You just gotta get in there.
See what happens.
Did you just do the song bucket?
Huh?
Call on support.
Listen, first of all, buying that support and selling that resistance is way harder than singing that song. All right? It's a hard thing to do. For me, it is.
Well, for me, what happened to me, Ralph, is I started watching and it'd go right above that support line and you'd be like, oh, crappy decision. But then next thing you know, it goes right back below and you're like, oh yeah. And I got so comfortable with it at the end of the day when Bruno, and I can't remember the gentleman that does those beautiful call outs every day.
Patrick. And they go, oh, if we break this SPY line, it's going to go south. And I was like, all right, I'll just do one contract. No funny stuff. And the next thing you know, that thing just, as Mark likes to say, did an Amber Heard. Okay, this is great. So like you said, quit over analyzing it, learn from your mistakes, but get in there and try.
That's what we're doing. We're training here, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Let me give a shout out to a couple people. I see you, Farah. I see you. What is that name? QXN 1999. What up? I see Dom E. Trader Vaughn, Funny Baby Story. I see Bruno. Hey, Bruno. I see Darn Cricket. What's up, Darn Cricket? I see PW. Welcome, guys. I want to thank all of you guys for supporting and coming on over here and hanging out with us. Hey, Danny Hobbs. How are you, buddy? All right. Who else we got down there? Brad James. What up, Brad James? Welcome to the stream, sweetheart. As you guys see on the screen, don't forget to like the video. If you didn't hit the like button yet, let's get Coach up to 100 likes real quick. Everybody share the stream. If you have buddies that are in the group that aren't in here yet, tell them, hey, get your butts on over there. Let's come hang out tonight. It's Friday. We just got paid. Let's do it, baby. And above all, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And with that being said, the cool thing is we're trying to get Coach to 10,000 subscribers. If we didn't do it by the end of September, then damn it, we better do it by the end of March. Right now, he's at 8,478 subscribers. I know that we can get 1,500 subscribers in the month of October. October like month. I don't know. What the hell?
Better be before Halloween is all I'm saying.
I know that's right. 1,500. We can let's make that an initiative over here in the aftermarket for October. Let's get Coach to that 10,000 mark. He deserves it. This group deserves it. Let's do this thing, guys.
Okay, Ralph, how'd your day go?
Oh, my day, I really didn't trade. I had my dad, he got up, he was kind of aggravated. My uncle came over, they kind of got into it. I placed one trade, what was it? I think it was Tesla, yeah. And as soon as I put it on, it went up. I set the stop losses, and when I came back, I still had one of them. So,
wait a minute.
I think that might have been the only one I did.
Michael Barish is in the chat. Everybody hide. Do you see how he spelled it?
Let me see.
He didn't spell it like he spells it in the Zoom chat. He spells it bearish. So I'm assuming that's
the bear trend is still right. Hey, listen, I told y'all that all week. Okay, but we might be coming back out of it. I don't know.
So that's how you really spell your name, huh, Michael Barish? And you just kind of played on the words. I get it. That's pretty cool, dude. Arlo! What's up, girl?
But yeah,
TJ's here, guys. Look out. TJ's here. I'm sorry.
TJ, click the link, brother. Come on up here, TJ.
Come on up, TJ. Come on up, Arlo.
TJ, you've been kind of frustrated today. Come on up here, TJ. Let's talk about it.
Big acknowledge JJ, my beautiful wife. I love you, baby. Hi. My sweetheart.
Hey, Ralph and Dawn, what happened to the gentleman in your old show that was running for city council? I haven't seen him.
Chris Mustang Chris, he was in here in the chat yesterday. I saw him towards the end. Okay. He might be busy, but he stopped in here last night. I saw him in the chat. He didn't come up on the panel, but he's probably really busy.
Okay.
And I heard you talking about that a bucket being busy and work schedule and everything. Listen, the market gonna be here, man. You know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be here every day. You know. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's true.
I just didn't remember his name, Ralph. Sorry.
Mustang Chris, baby. Mustang Chris.
No, I'm talking about you. Then you say you was trying to figure it out, and you was, people knock on the door and you get angry at them, and you got to find, the right time.
Yeah, exactly, Ralph. Actually, I work from home today. I was so upset yesterday. I was like, yeah, no. I just told everybody I had meetings and I just worked from home today, but I was on the Zoom the entire day. It was awesome. It was the funnest day I've had. I loved it. No knocking, no phone calls.
Right.
Answer emails during the downtime during lunch. There you go.
That's how you do it. You multitask, trade, work, eat.
There it is.
Trade, work, eat, work, trade, like Bruno last night when he, had the tacos up here, making everybody hungry, prolonging my dinner so he could eat his on camera. I get it. I know what you did.
How long were you guys on here?
God, till about 9:30.
wow.
It was a long
Yeah, we were
time.
hanging out. Jen's like, I'm hungry. Oh, Miranda's such a sweetheart. She treated us to dinner. Yeah, that was awesome.
Nice.
She's like, I haven't
Has,
seen you all week. Have at it on me. I'm like, Miranda, you do too much, girl. I love that.
Has anybody heard from
Christina?
From Christina today?
I have not.
Yeah,
Have
Christina.
you?
No.
She wasn't in our thread.
Well, I don't know. Let me check. See if
Christina.
you just said it.
Hope she's okay.
Everybody say, Christina, put your energy there, and maybe her ears will start burning.
Christina.
Christina, where are you?
Christina.
Come on, girl. Come on. We know you hear us. And she may magically appear. You never know.
Well, Mr. Diesel,
She's off somewhere probably proving some type of conspiracy theory, right? Or she's hanging out at the garbage.
Yeah.
She might be picking up something out of the dumpster thing right now. She's busy, I guess.
Yeah. So
But yeah, man, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that bucket, buying the support and setting the resistance. I've been doing that at night. It's taking the trades. It's a hard thing to do, so I gotta get over it. So that's what I do. I just wait on the pairs that I trade at night, and I just wait till they get at the top, and I get in. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean it takes a little gumption just to do that, right? Because you're reversing the trend, right? You see it going up or going down, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So, and I'm the new one. I'm not supposed to be doing that.
That's what I was just about to say. Just because when you start, you need to focus on the Evo.
Yep.
Gotta get the Evo right first.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. You gotta keep it simple in the beginning.
Yeah.
Once you learn that one, and then move to the other stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I agree with you. And I'm only on 2 stocks, and both Apple and Uber today were just so choppy and crappy the entire morning.
Tell me about it.
There's nothing. I mean, I'm just sitting there listening to y'all, watching you go, I'm doing this and doing that. But hey.
Yeah, most Fridays are like that. You know.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They're trying to get rid of the options because they expire on Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they reverse the price so much.
Do you, Ralph, when you're doing it on the EWO, do you trade on Friday? Do you trade that Friday's option, or do you go to the next Friday?
And after lunch, you switch to the next week. In the morning, you could do the same day, or if you just want to just go to the next week, you can. But it's best after around lunchtime, go on and go to the next week. That's what Coach told us to do.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
that's what I did in the afternoon, because I mean there was nothing over like 3 cents. It was like, okay.
Yeah, because they're gonna just keep dropping down, you know. And then you're gonna open up the chart, and the only one that's gonna have some value is the one that's next to the money, and maybe up under that one, and after that, all the rest of them are gonna be like dead. Unless the stock start moving in a strong direction, then they'll come back to life.
Ah, okay, yeah. I noticed that with Apple when it started going down, it wasn't that expensive, and then it went up to its normal, Tuesday price. But that was because it was, dropping. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm trying to see if I can put the link to this video in here so that I don't have to keep doing it. So if you guys want to join the panel, it's there.
Bruno's in chat.
I know you said that. Why? Because he's like this administrative, crazy.
No, in case you wanted to invite him. No, I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually in the chat.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think I can get on the. I don't think I can get on the back end of this to put it in because it's actually live now. So any maintenance that needed to be done on it.
So look, I gotta get ready to go now, man. My dad is just aggravating, and I don't know.
Why
I don't know.
you can't hang with
If
us
y'all
tonight?
still on. No, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the problem. He keep on saying that, but I mean, shoot, I can't read your mind. The only person that was able to read your mind was my mama, and
Right.
ain't nobody else gonna be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So
I got you.
you got to tell me if you need something done. And then, so my dad is the type of person that he's easy going, but it's only so much, and then he'll just blow up. But I mean, I can't tell if you need something unless you tell me.
Right,
so,
right.
I'm gonna go on and take care of this. If y'all still on, when
Yeah,
I
don't
come
let
back,
it frustrate you, man. We'll be here.
Take care of your family.
All right.
Ralph.
Take care, Ralph.
Yeah.
You can take care of me again on Monday. I'll give you the weekend off.
So yeah. Who else do we have in here with us?
Yeah, me, Don, Diesel Dan.
Hey, Diesel. What's up, honey?
I am so glad to be on your show. It's an awesome show. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. I'm so glad. You're always in the chat, always supporting. I appreciate you being up here. Finally coming up on a panel, hanging out.
Yeah, I had some questions for David and you, and just kind of hanging out and enjoying the day.
Cool. Well, hey, let's try to answer some questions. If I can answer them, great. If not, I see Bruno's down there. Maybe he can pop on up here and help us out as well. What's your question?
First one's the referrals. How do we do the referrals for Coach to get him circulating? What's the way to do that?
You know what? I think right now the best way is to just continue to refer people to the website. And that way, I'm not sure if he's doing a referral thing. I think maybe the new site may have a referral program, but I know that was done through the old site. So if I'm not mistaken, I thought I heard him say that there's a new one on the new site. So I would just go on there and check it out. And also, you can also DM Coach just to be sure, because I don't have you know what I mean?
Right on. Yeah. Sure do. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I just had some charting questions for David. I don't know if he messes with SPY or SPX, but I can wait for him to get here for that.
I don't think he messes with it. I think he has some lines for SPY, but I don't think he charts it like particularly.
Oh, okay. But, I was thinking of doing a one-on-one with him, but if he doesn't want to mess with those two, I understand.
Dude, I tell you what, if anybody can figure it out pretty quickly, it is David. I would still get that one-on-one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would still get it.
Doing them right now, in fact, I think.
Yeah, I think that's why he's not here. I think he had a couple of one-on-ones that he had to do. So.
And Diesel Dan, Don's right. If you go to Discord, under new members start here, the referral program shows you the new referral program under WAP.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right,
yeah,
and pictures and everything and links.
Yeah. Thank you, Bucket.
Yeah, that's awesome, Bucket. I appreciate that.
I'm multi-talented.
I see that.
We got to get Brad to come up here. I'd like to meet him. The man, the legend, the myth. I'd like to meet that guy.
Brad James. Brad James. Come on up, dude.
That dude is everywhere. He's on every social media. He's amazing.
He is a social media legend, okay, in the ADT world. Everywhere you go, he's there with a comment.
Yes.
You know? X, Instagram, I go there, Brad's already there with the hashtags and everything, sharing it. I'm like, this guy's awesome. Any of my stuff that I've put out, he's on it. Even like my regular stuff, like for my 90 Day Fiance crap that I do.
Yeah,
I've seen him on there sharing that as well.
Absolutely. That's cool too. I enjoy that. I got to get back at it. I learned a lot that night. I was like, wow. My wife's like, you didn't know that? And I'm like, I didn't. She's like, she's looking at me like, you don't know about that? I'm like, no, I really don't. We got to start watching it.
Yeah, man. My wife and I watch that all the time. We've been watching that show. Is actually a year old now.
Is it really?
I've been doing that live stream for a year now, and it hasn't grown as quickly as I would like it to, but I've got the same 6 or 7 people that are there week in and week out. So we get in there every Tuesday and just, talk about our week and talk about these crazy ass people on 90 Day Fiancé. We have a ball. It's the same 6 or 7 people. So it's kind of like this little club that we have. And ever since Pedro and Chantel, I was doing that, and then it just spitballed, and we started calling it the Tuesday Takeover, and then it just We've been meeting up for a year now, every Tuesday night at 8:00. Yeah.
I will be there as much as I can, man. I love it. I love it.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I really do. So you know what?
John, if you have a second,
yeah.
Real PW Nage in the member lounge. The link isn't working for him on the chat window. He wants to know if you could paste the full link in the member lounge on Discord. I tried to copy it, but it doesn't copy over. So
Tried which link? The one to get on the panel?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
You know what? Let me try it one more time on here.
It works here. I don't know why he can't click on it here. I mean,
yeah, click. I can actually put it in the member lounge, but yeah, you know what? I tell you what. Yeah, it's for us. So yeah, let me do that. Let me just put it in the membership lounge. So heads up, and I'm sure you guys are listening. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the stream to actually get on the panel in the membership lounge. I'll do that right now.
Cool. So Dan, how did you do today while she's doing that?
I did pretty good, actually. When Coach came back on after he left, when he called out the SPY puts, I jumped right in it. I know there's like a 30-second delay when he says it. So I only trade SPY and SPX, and when he called it, I kind of jumped in right when he called it, and I ran it down, I think, to 428, and that was the first 1100. And then I got back in again at 429 after he left and wrote it down to like 426.50, and it ended up like $2,650. So it was a good day.
Oh, great! Congratulations.
Yeah, not an everyday occurrence. I mean, I don't do that every day or every time I trade. I've been gone for a while due to some other issues, but usually I'm pretty good. But yeah, listening to the coach, I've made a pretty good bit of money, for sure.
Awesome, man. Hey, TJ, just so you know, Dawn is going to post the link in the membership lounge in Discord.
Done.
It's done, TJ.
And that lifetime the coach offered, I was going to get one anyways. I was kind of getting back into the full-time mode, but when he offered that 5, I said, I got to grab it, and I grabbed it. I was ready to do the whatever he paid, whatever he charged. But when he did the 5, I jumped on it.
Yeah, you got to do it, dude.
How'd you do that, man?
I just did it. It works.
My day, if you don't take, you may recall this. Coach was in Zoom, and I've never tried to follow Coach. I don't know why I did this time. Probably just because he was talking. And he was looking. You remember when it was bouncing? Netflix was bouncing off its resistance, and then that next candle showed it went below.
Yep.
Well, I hit it too fast, and for some reason, weebled me. And by the time I got out of it, it was like a $300 loss.
Oh man!
But the Apple, I got into Apple twice today. Once when I shouldn't, and rode that positive, and then in the afternoon, I did an EVO. At that first pullback that Don was talking about, and I rode that for the rest of the day, and then I did that channel trading on Apple and SPY, and ended up. I think I ended up the day 100. I'm happy with it.
Absolutely.
You know how I figured this out? I'm blaming Coach for that one. So I'd be up 400 if it wasn't for Coach, but you know that's the way it is.
Green is green, right?
There it is. Nate,
we got TJ, we got Chris.
Welcome, everybody. If you guys didn't want to join the panel, we got room for about 3 more.
What's up? How's it going?
What's up?
Good.
The link is right there in the membership lounge.
Thanks for posting that there. I appreciate it. I couldn't.
You're welcome.
Couldn't get it to work. It would work on my phone, but I don't use my phone. Sorry, there was a gnat. That was me clapping my hands. Not.
Oh, wow. That might be the way to do this thing.
There's Brad. Hey, man. There's Brad. How do you get the camera to work, Don? Is it something I'm doing wrong here?
Yes, I can hear you. You should have a camera icon just like in Discord. where you
Okay,
can
I
click
have
it.
an auxiliary cam. Maybe I need to unplug that and it will reset or something. I'm trying to get. Okay, I'll check it.
Hey,
Sorry.
real quick, whoever was asking about the referral,
It was me, Chris.
is that
That was
Diesel?
Bucket. That was Bucket.
Oh, that was Bucket.
Or
Okay,
Diesel,
yeah.
right?
Well, whoever
Yeah,
it was,
it was
this is
Diesel.
for
It was
anyone,
Diesel.
any member.
Diesel Dana.
Coach has got a channel that's called just Referral Program, and it tells you how to sign up for that referral program. So all you need is a WAP account. If you don't have one, you can sign up for one. It's free.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
good. Yep, I got
go
one.
you go into your account settings and you click referral, you refer a friend and set it up. It's pretty easy. But yeah, just go check on that Discord link and that'll tell you right there how to do it. And I believe it's 10% of everything they purchase.
I was thinking of donating. I was thinking about donating it all. I have about, goodness, that I deal with on a regular basis, probably 600 truck drivers, literally. I'm still linked to my company, and I have a phone and I run dispatch on the weekends. And I probably talk to, and plus over the 30 years of driving, I've got buddies all over the country that I definitely want to refer this to them. I would like to donate the referrals to new members. I don't need the referral money. I would like to pass it on to the coach and let him do whatever he thinks is the best, to get other people VIP memberships or whatever. But that's cool.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. You may want to talk. You may want to talk to him directly. Yeah.
Do a wheel or something. Remember we did that, Chris, where we did a wheel for the that money that night.
Let's do that on your show. That'd be awesome, Don. Yeah.
Hey, Diesel, are you
sir.
the one that does the horn every morning?
No, that's man. Who is that? When he does it, no, it isn't me, but it's another guy. Somebody help me out here. Who is that? He's on the road a lot.
Big Rig Dave?
Yeah, that's it. I think
Big
it is.
Rig. Yeah.
Brad, where'd you escape to, dude? You took off. You were in here for a minute.
Brad doesn't like crowds. Yes, Nate.
Oh, I didn't know. I had a problem getting in.
How you doing? What'd you do this morning?
I did okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Which
did okay.
one?
The one we played early this morning before we got into the market.
BCTC?
BCTC. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right before we got in the market, I was down like $800 on that stock. And I was trying to make a decision. I was going to get out of it, and then it kept dipping, and I just went in and bought, I think, 1,000 shares altogether. And it went up, and I came out pretty good. I made about $3,700 on that stock.
Wow, $3,700. You just made like $3,400 the other day. Did you say you did something on Apron too, the APRN?
No, I didn't play that. No.
Yeah,
job,
I remember coming in. I had hit dip traders first, and I said APRN, and I saw the volatility was pretty good. I said, "Oh, I know." I saw it had gone up like 100 and some odd %. I said, there's your camera." I said, "I know these guys are. I know these guys are already all over that. I'm too late." And I came in. They were like, "Yeah, it's almost." Mark McSteve was like, "Yeah, it's almost done."
Yeah, I saw those buyers coming in on the L2, and I said, "Okay, let me stay in this thing. It looks good." So it paid off. Yeah.
And I like the way we look. Who is that with the camera now? Bucket or Diesel Dan?
I finally got it to work, Don. I see our hats
So
are
now
looking good.
we're flanking, right? Whoever that is in the middle.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, Brad, what's up, man?
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Good to meet you, brother. You are everywhere.
Yep, just trying to help out.
You do an awesome job, man. I appreciate you checking on me, and I really do, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Listen, I remember that weekend, Brad. You had me stuck on Alice in Chains just from. He has a really, really cool Instagram because he's obviously into the arms, right? And so I saw one where he's got this cool music always, and he had, oh my God, he had Rooster playing on one of them, and I'm like, oh my God, I was singing Rooster all weekend, playing it on the drums, because I love Alice in Chains, and I'm like, you got me there with that one.
My whole collection.
Good music,
that's a pretty cool channel. That's some pretty cool guns too.
He's on Instagram, you said?
Yeah, go check him out on Instagram. Go see those that artillery he's got. That is insane. Got everything. Uzi 9mm.
Just don't tell the feds.
Oh no, definitely will not. I promise.
Was I not supposed to say that? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just a joke.
Right.
They're all legally bought.
Right.
Or I wouldn't put them on there.
Right. So who else has got a story for us today? Who made some money? Who lost some money? Let's talk about it.
Dawn, I heard you made some money.
You didn't hear? Okay.
Nate, Nate, hold on, Dawn. Don't you do that. Nate.
Yes.
You need to ask her how many. No, let me ask you, Nate. How many contracts do you think she went in today?
Bucket, Cody's listening, Bucket.
I heard it was 10 or 15, something like that.
Go ahead, Dawn. Take it away.
Oh no, it was 10. It was 10. Normally it's about 2. Normally it's 2. Period. There's no 3, 4, 5. Normally it's 2. But I did something a little. Huh?
They must have been real cheap.
You know they were. You're not right, Nate. 18 cent. Yeah, 18 cent contracts.
Oh,
and
man.
yeah, so it cost me 180. But I'm like, listen, just do the same thing that you do. Have the same mindset. Don't watch your money. Just watch the trade and do the same thing you do when it's 2 contracts, which I imagine is the same thing that you started doing when you went from buying a few contracts to 40,000 shares, or you know what I mean? Just do the same thing.
Right. Oh, I agree.
Yeah. So that's all. But it worked out. I made $100, so I'm happy.
Well, I was glad for you because I thought I was going to have to take a big dump today, but it worked out in my favor, so I was happy when I left.
Oh, I'm happy.
Yeah,
Don, was that 100 per contract, or was that 100 total?
No, that was 100 total. It was only 18 cents a contract.
Still, that's badass. That's badass.
Good for you, yeah. It's good, but
it really is.
All right. I know you don't trade SPY, but I feel like I killed it. I feel like if anyone had listened, you would have made a crap ton of money off of. I think Coach said something too, but I was actually working right at that break. That was a $3 fall?
Yes.
You would have had $3, and contracts were cheap, about that same price.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
I've had my SPY days, good days and bad days. I'm more consistent with Apple, so that's why I'm staying with Apple. Yeah, I get it though. Hey, trust me. There's been times I've been tempted to jump over there and go to SPY, but I'm like, nope. Every time you do it, you do something where you're over trading or whatever. So that's not for you. Not right now, anyway.
Yeah, no, totally makes it. You get ripped up in SPY if you don't know.
Oh yeah, been there, done it, already done it. So I'm like, yeah, I've learned enough. Enough hard lessons.
You did good though.
I wasn't trading it at all today, but I like every level it hit was just like perfect all day long today, until the end where I made a little mistake because I wasn't paying attention, but I wasn't trading, and I was just mapping it out for you guys.
Yeah.
For whoever wanted it. And man, it was like just perfectly, bam, hits that area, bounces off. Like within about a 10 cent or less difference.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And that's another thing. That's another reason I won't switch, is because I've invested so much time in learning levels for Apple that if I go away and I'm not paying attention to what it's doing, I'm missing data. So then I'll go in Monday and I'll be like, I didn't pay attention to the ebbs and flows of Friday. So I'm coming into Monday blind, and then I've got a chart and then look at it and try to think about what it did. Where if I look at it and just kind of watch its behavior, I kind of am in rhythm with it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to break that rhythm.
Yeah,
So,
I understand where you're at with
It's
that.
starting to work for you,
Yeah.
Don. Don't do it.
yeah, I don't want to
Right.
break it.
I think Spy is the varsity team.
When you go to Spy, Don, and you do that, if it rips the other way, you're going to go, oh my
Yeah.
God, I just threw $180 away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually what I was going to say is it doesn't really matter what Spy did the day prior because you'll get ripped up either way if you don't know how to trade it.
Well, that's
Right.
the thing with Spy too. You don't really learn any patterns with Spy. It's all your
No.
mechanics.
There is no
You-
patterns with
But with
Spy.
Apple, you can say, you know what? I know this is coming back, and even if it
Right.
doesn't,
Actually, yeah, that's wrong. There are patterns
There
with
are
Spy. I
patterns.
just don't
of
know.
course,
Yeah, I
but
don't
But not really, Don. They're so
But yeah,
market driven. If something bad
Yeah.
news, Spy will do just the opposite of what it should have done, and it,
Yeah, I've seen it
Spy-
happen too many times. I've lost money on Spy too many times doing that, where Apple's dropping, everything's dropping, but Spy's raising up, and I'm in
Spy
a
is
flood.
following 500 stocks, so
Right,
you
right.
gotta you can't really predict the curveball, and that's not from expertise. That's from just staring at it and saying, oh no,
that's a fact. That is
So
a fact.
Right.
the new myself included, I was in Apple all day. Sure, I want to be in Spy. Hell yeah, I want to
right?
triple my income.
Yeah,
I was
you
buying
think I didn't wanna
2
take that
shares.
$180 and go with Spy. With $180, I would have probably been able to get like 20 contracts with a certain
Yeah,
premium.
and you're not gonna make the money, but in Apple, for instance, I was putting my money where my mouth was, but you can only buy so much, so I was buying 2 shares, and then selling 2 shares, and then I bought a put, and then the put went down. I got rid of the put, and I bought a call up, and then I had 2 more shares and 2 more shares. So at the end of the day, I was really just playing shares through that whole scalping shares through that whole chop at the end when it looked like it was time to get out, but sure, I wish that was 200 shares or 10 contracts or 200 contracts or something, but that'll come. I want to get the confidence.
So,
Yeah,
And I was calling them out I'm sorry, Chris, I was typing it out to keep myself accountable, like not really to brag or nothing, but I was like, no, I think this is going to hit here, and no, there's a zone there, and no, there's a level here. And David called me up on stage, and it made me feel really good that he wanted to add to what I'm looking at. And then I realized, wait a minute, that's probably a little bit over not only my head but a lot of people's heads. So we don't need that because the levels are doing great. So why do I need to complicate things? I wish Ralph was here because Ralph would be all over me right now for that. But
He was just here, but he had to
I
leave
heard him.
Dad, yeah.
I've been here since the beginning, but I got this thing. I cannot type from the computer. I have to type from the phone. I don't know. I don't get it.
so
You're doing better than me, brother. I cannot type at all.
Yeah,
I can't see
Nate.
anybody.
So I ain't waking up a sleeping dog, but Monday are you gonna be our hall monitor?
Yeah, you know what? I said that to back up what was happening with the comment that I'm like, listen, I'm willing to be come in there and but here's the thing. If I did do that, if Coach set that up, I'm not going to do anything with it. It's simply if somebody mistakenly leaves a mic open that might have some crap going on, and I'll just close it. I'm not cutting off conversations. That's not what I'm in there for. People it's a good energy.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
We fine. Yeah, we good. No problem.
I think Don, you could limit the questions to less than 20 minutes per question, and the open mics. I think that'd be awesome. Because that was funny.
You said Dawn's going for global domination. I'm like, hell no, I'm not. I don't want global domination. That's too much responsibility right there.
I want everybody to know that I sent Coach a message, and he said, "No worries at all. Don't sweat it." But this was the beginning of the message. Just, Coach, I wanted to take responsibility for the comment I made. To clarify, there's nothing at all wrong with the pre-market Zoom. People are polite, helpful, and hungry for knowledge, willing to share and teach, etc. My ill-timed comment, understanding that you were going through chaos, blah 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 blah. So Coach wrote back, don't sweat it, buddy. So it was just my ill-timed comment, and I felt like, can I cuss?
Dude, you have been forgiven by everybody.
Yeah,
yourself.
you're good to go, TJ. All you gotta do is You got to just get Brad to back you and say, nope, it's all good. Because I noticed Brad's in there early. All he's got to do is back you, man. You're good to go.
I just didn't want any backlash from Coach thinking that maybe it was some sort of romper room or some crap. You know, that is the opposite of what it was. That energy was beautiful. It was just that there was more than one conversation, and I think
it was kind of hard to understand.
And I felt bad because we've invaded Nate's quiet zone. That's what I was trying to say, but I said it in a dumb way. So I took responsibility. I told the coach, "We good, all good, everybody good. I'm good."
Hey, TJ, it sound like to me you've been rehearsing that all day.
That's right.
I typed it. I felt I have been. You've
been rehearsing it, talking it all day. The last
I have been.
It's gotten more and more refined each time he said it.
Thank you.
He has said that 100 times in the mirror.
The only thing that was missing was Noonie.
Oh, I typed it to Coach. I am the coach and said, hey, you know, I don't want no repercussion for other people. I made a bad comment at a bad time, so I'm a man. I take responsibility.
Yeah,
Noonie wasn't there today, was she?
No, Brad's right. She was gone. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was waiting for her to set Nate straight on his trades.
She doesn't trade on Friday, Nate?
That's what she said. Noonie said she don't trade on Friday.
Oh.
Hold on, though. Noonie did post today. She made a profit. She says, I normally don't post on Friday, but she did some trading and she made a profit.
She is so consistent, Bucket. She is from the beginning. I don't know how long you've been here, but from the beginning, she has been so consistent. 300, 500, 600 a day, every day. I didn't know she didn't do Fridays, Nate.
That's what she told me. Yeah, that's what she told me. So I don't know, but I mean, I'm glad we can get in there and catch some runners in the morning and, you know, and put some ideas out there. Because, I mean, if you got several people looking, somebody going to catch a runner and everybody going to jump on it and make some money before the market opens. That's my whole thing, you know.
Yeah, I'm saving my pennies. I'm saving my pennies because I want to start getting in on some of them. But, I mean, getting in with just one share.
Dawn, you've been calling them out, girl. You've been calling them out every morning, some runners. You had that one. I wish I would have got in that when you called it. What was it, $1.30 or something? And it ran up to what? How much was that? Nate's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Hey, at least if I'm not making it, I can help you guys make it, you know, right now.
Yeah.
Start getting that mechanic down.
Catching them runners and getting used to playing and getting the mechanics down, because that's what with my mechanics, the ones that I can catch running, you know, I call it trading butt naked because you ain't got no protection in the morning, so you know.
Right.
But it really horns in on your mechanics. It makes you better at trading. That way, get to the regular market. You're supposed to put in your stop losses and stuff like that, you know. So,
I just had an idea. I think that's how I'll use Weeble. I think that's how I'll use Weeble. Because, you know, you guys know I don't mess with Weeble. I chart and look at it all day long. But when I make my trades, I'm on Robinhood because I'm in the 2-minute EWO because you can't scout for shit on Robinhood. But it's good for 2-minute EWO if you're going to sit in a play or swing trade, right? But wait a minute. If Weeble, it makes sense. If Weeble's faster on the phone, and I have used it on the phone to get in and out of trades a long time ago when I first started it, I'll use that to try to scalp in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll just put a couple dollars over there. That way I'm not worried about it. Because remember, you know, I like the debit card. I need to be able to access the money the next day for bills and stuff. So, and I can put it in Weeble, not touch it, and just play that do Weeble with shares.
So Nate, if we all send her and fill up her tip jar with tips, she could take that money and put it in there and play the pre-market.
And put it in Weeble.
Yeah.
And then then we can do the wheel and do giveaways with it. Hey, I'll keep some of it. I'll get some of it back. Yeah.
Give her some money to run it and she can do a wheel and absolutely. Tip jar time.
Well, I don't mind sharing it.
Well, if I give you some money for the tip jar, I don't want you to share it. I want you to play with it.
That's right. I'm going to give you the money for that. You play it.
That's a deal. That's a deal. But here's the thing. I'm not going to play with it unless we're doing the stock together. I'm going to do stocks that you do when you say do them at how much and follow you to the T. That's what I do with it.
There you go. There you go. That'll work.
That way I'm sure to add on to it and learn in the process.
That's a bet.
Hey, funny story, Jake.
Yeah.
Funny story, Don. So
Yeah.
my son, I'm technically challenged. So my son, Jacob, he's the one down in North Carolina. He's a Navy Corpsman with the 2nd Marine Division. He said, I asked him to help me set up the Cash App. So he helped me set it up. I had sent you some Cash Apps, but you weren't getting them because I can't see the phone that well, this i14 Pro, whatever it is. And so he's like 2 or 3 days later, he's like, Dad, thanks for the lunch money, but I don't really need it. Because he's JRT, and he set my phone up and he added you to it, but I was sending him the tips, and he's like, thanks for the lunch money, but I don't need it, Dad. So I apologize. That's why I resent it to you. I'm so sorry.
You're so funny.
I got to get my eyes fixed. I can't see these stinking phones.
Yeah, I saw that last night. Thank you. It's right here on the screen. Hold on.
It's Bucket Lives. Just send it right there.
Right here on the screen.
You see it in the lower left?
Hold on.
If you're on your phone, it's going to be a little difficult. You got to hit that.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed, Nate, because I got to call my son, my youngest son, down there at the Marine base, and he's like, Dad, really? You got to get together.
Is he attached with Fort Bragg or?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, so he's the Marine contingent over there on the biggest Army base in the United States.
Yeah, he's everywhere and anywhere at any time, and his mother worries constantly night and day. He sends these little pictures.
I don't blame her.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Marines usually, we use the Navy for corpsmen, basically, and Marines. Navy and Marines are usually the Army corpsmen, because the Army don't have. That's the one job the Army don't have.
Right. Yep.
I'm so jealous of you guys. I wanted to go in the Navy so bad, and it's creepy. When my dad died back in 2004, I went to his funeral. They gave me a picture of him, and I remember this picture from being a kid at my grandmom's on. You know how TVs were furniture then, and she had a bunch of pictures on the top, and I saw that picture, but it didn't resonate with me then. Well, he died when I was 36. His 21-year-old Navy picture literally looked exactly like me in a Navy uniform in my 30s. Wow. I'm like, holy, it scared me. I'm like, that's my face. What the hell? And I was so freaked out by that. But it's weird because I didn't even know he was in the Navy. Coming out of high school, I was chunky. So my recruiter told me, yeah, you got to lose 20 pounds. Well, at that time, my mom, unfortunately, had a drug addiction and decided we were moving from Jersey to Baltimore, and I never pursued it. But I was going to go in the Navy. I was all ready.
You know how I ended up as a mechanic?
How?
I was in high school to flight school because I had a bad youth. I had to tell the judge. I had to talk to a judge and get permission to join the Army under 18. And I went high school to flight school, and I made it through AIT and basic training and got to flight school. And you spend a week getting washed out. They try to wash you out.
Yeah.
And they have like 5 or 6 tests. They have a puke test where they put you in a centrifuge and spin you around. They make you do a PT test where you got to run 2 miles, do 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups. And they have a physical exam, and they have an eye test. And all week long, you get randomly selected to do these things. I'd had like 3 PT tests in a row. So I'm like, you're kidding me. Every day I'm going to have to do the whole damn PT test every single day. So the last day on Friday, I got put in the eye test line. I was like, yes, easy day. I'm going to go in there, get my eye test, and I'm going to be a pilot. 2025. Have a nice day.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Sent me back to my unit, and I was a mechanic. So I never got to sit in the back seat.
Wow. That sucks.
It is.
So when you told me you overcome eye issues, it's like, right on. Hell yeah.
Well, that kept me from being a cop. I was actually going to be a cop, and my eyes were too bad. They did the eye test, and they were like, yeah, no. You can't,
they'll take pilots if they really, really need them.
Yeah.
But at the time, there was just too many pilots. Plus, I was the low man on the pole because I was young. I was 18 by that time. But high school to flight school, the officer, commissioned officers will get the seats before non-commissioned will. So I was on the bottom of the totem. So that 2025 was like out, buddy. I could have done any of the other tests and I'd have been a pilot, but I had to get in the eye test line.
Wow. It sucks, man. That really sucks. It does.
It's so funny too. The girl I went to go take the initial ASVAB or not, whatever that is, when you're going to be a cop to get in the academy, she and I took the written test together, and then it was, they started doing eye tests and stuff like that, and I failed that. Well, a couple years later, she comes walking down the street with her partner, all blued up. I'm like, no fucking way, you saw that through. Yeah, that was wild.
That hurts, don't it?
It did. It really did, because that was supposed to be me standing there with her.
Like,
but
Coach,
I'm like,
I think he said his feet was messed up or something like that, and he couldn't get in. That hurts. If that's something you want to do and you get kicked out for something dumb like that just hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
The recruiters back home where Coach is from, and my son's the Navy recruiter, and they're so thorough back there in Grand Blanc and Flint. My son Jacob, he's a real nerdy techie guy, but he's like 6'6", and he would always get in trouble in high school and fight. So he had to have a psych. He'll kill me for saying this. I probably shouldn't do it. He had to have a psych evaluation before they would let him join, and he literally had to go sit down with a psychiatrist and convince her that he poured through the ranks. TJ, big time with his personality.
Aaron, Dan, and Nate, thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Check your cash out. I'm like, wait a minute. I've had 3 people discuss my cash out. Let me just go double check that. Thank you guys. I appreciate you so much.
I love you, Don. No, you're doing a great thing, man.
I love you guys.
You take that and just take it and use it in the pre-market, and don't worry 1 second when you're doing it. Yep.
I'm going to make you guys proud.
Yep. Especially follow Nate. He is, man.
Wouldn't it be funny if we took that and that $1 million journey that I've been talking about started right there?
That's probably why you're not a cop, because you got bigger things going on, girl.
What do you mean if, Don? Not if, when.
If when,
yeah.
If garbage.
Way to go, TJ. Way to correct me there. You don't manifest with doubt, right?
No.
You guys are amazing.
Hey,
wow, I didn't think it was going to be such a wonderful group of people that was going to be part of this journey. I thought I was going to have to do this thing trying to win the lottery or something. I got blessed with a whole family. I already won.
I don't want to get too sappy because I'm not that kind of guy, but listening to you the last couple of weeks on the show, from my personal, kind of what's been going on in my personal life, you made it much easier to get past the fact, that my brother's gone and this and that. You and Brad especially. He's Arlo, by the way. She's another one. Just keeping.
Yeah, Arlo's amazing.
It's just getting ahead of myself and getting away from that. I feel good being around all you guys. So you're doing great things here. I appreciate you.
Arlo's like a walking hug, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah. Yep. She gets me through my trade day a lot. You know what I mean? It's like she's the one that I can bond with, because David's already a master. He's more of an instructor. Arlo's the one that behind the scenes I can be like, shit, I just lost $20. You know what I mean? She's like, me too, damn it.
I don't think
we're like trade buddies.
They don't talk a whole lot, but I don't think a comment goes by where Miranda or Arlo don't say something positive and they got your back and they answer your questions and they're just Jiminy Christmas. It's like, wow. So
Arlo, Brad, Miranda, when they say it, it's just very little bit that they say, but it speaks volumes when they say it.
You too, Brad. I ain't leaving you out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all 3 of them are amazing in their own way. All 3 of them. And we're lucky enough to have them in this group. That speaks volumes about this group. Coach has really, look at Coach.
Yeah.
It starts from the top down. I mean, come on. It's like he is the epitome of all of us. It's weird. Okay, I'm not calling Coach God, but it does remind me of that. We're all a part of God. You know what I mean? Yep. Whatever you want to call it. We are all part of that collective consciousness that exists, above and beyond what you see. So, and I don't want to get too deep on you guys. I used to do stream after stream during the daytime on this very thing because I used to help people get through PTSD because I suffered it when I was a cancer survivor. So, mind is everything. That's why I love trading, because if you can get your mind right enough to be able to trade, then you can do anything, because trading is one of the hardest things that you will ever master. But in order to master it, you have to master yourself. And that's my challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's all of our challenge. We all try to master ourselves, and trading can help you do it. It'll either help you sink or swim.
That's true.
So I think we're all swimmers.
Absolutely.
And if not, we got free floaties.
I think we do a commercial break there.
I think we do. I'm pissed at myself because I get so wrapped up in trading and in the group. I have been trying to put together this commercial for Coach forever, and I'm still right at the tail end of completing it. So I was hoping to have it done today. So unfortunately, I apologize that I'm still using the same old commercials that I've been using.
I haven't seen a bad commercial yet. They're awesome.
Oh, thank you. How about we go with the hot stock picks, because that's what we've been talking about every day in the morning. When we're getting in there at 6 and 7 o'clock, we are looking at hot stock picks. Every morning at 8 o'clock, Coach posts them in the VIP lounge, and then he posts them at 8:45 for everybody else. Hot stock picks are those penny stocks, maybe sometimes a little bit more, that you can come in and clean up on. How do you get the hot stock picks? Easy. Go to AmericanDreamTrading.com, and the link is right in the description of this video. Yeah, man. Bruno, where you at, man? Are you coming up? Are we getting to watch you eat dinner again tonight? Let me try to DM Christina on Twitter. Where is she at? Where is this girl at?
Chris, what's your take on SPY, man? You are very versed on SPY. What do you think, brother?
What do you mean for
Just
Monday?
in general. I heard you saying a lot of going here and a lot of going there. What do you think is going to happen Monday?
No, I haven't done my analysis. So what I do usually right before I go to bed is I'll look at charts, usually on my phone, and look to see kind of the day ranges for where I think it'll be based upon trends. And I'll look to see, and that gives me an idea for the next day as to where it might land. And then it just depends on where it lands for that daily range that I put it in. That I'll be able to use that to, decide from there kind of where I think it's going to go and what it's going to do. So just knowing SPY and being able to have that information and looking at it on a daily, from a daily perspective, kind of a broader perspective, that helps me be able to figure out where it is. I have not done that yet. That said, we've got this shutdown coming on Monday, and that could cause some kind of a market reaction.
It always does, I think. I don't think there's no way to avoid it. It never shuts down. I don't think they've done it but once, but like you said,
they've done it several times. So last time was in 2018 December, and when I looked at that was kind of what started one of the bull runs. So I don't know. I mean, everything on the market, everything the Fed's saying, where we sit right now with the market as a whole. I mean, I don't like where we're at. So I think the Fed has been hawkish. Kind of indicates to me that we may see kind of a market slow fade to the downside, but we're still at critical levels right now. So we have not really broken out of and held below a critical level for SPY. 425 is a pretty critical area. And when we break out, if we break below the 200 EMA and hold, historically, when we break out of that 200 EMA and hold, you do have some pretty good downtrend motion. So
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to look at your levels and figure everything out. And there's too much macroeconomical stuff going on right now. That's probably not the right word.
I'm probably an intermediate charter. I would just like to get, well, maybe even you. We can share notes, but whoever thinks they're comfortable with SPY, I'm about intermediate with it. I do pretty good on it, but I'd like to take it to the next level because Coach can call it when he come back in and he said it's going to pull, and it did. So I jumped in, and I jumped in with 10 contract. It pulled. Just that little pull was $1,000, and it's like, if I could get a little more refined, it's that little game changer for me.
He's pretty amazing at it.
Yes, he's been trading. I agree with that. Hey, Brad, what do you do? What do you trade, sir? What is your favorite stocks?
I've been looking at AMD and Meta, and I've been trying to get better at charting and small EWO plays because I haven't really done a lot of that. So it's taken me some time to get through the shedding practices and stuff like that. So it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I understand. Same here, brother. Yeah.
And my lines are pretty good on Meta today, so
did you?
Getting better.
Awesome. Yeah, that's my problem too. I have a hard time with the. I'm a scalper. I cannot stay in a trade, and I don't know. Ever since I watched the coach from day one, I can't sit still. I got to get out of it and get into the next trade. I look for the next opportunity, and a lot of them are good, really good runners, and I miss a lot of money, but I'm always setting up for the next trade.
Yeah, I don't like the stops on Weeble. Sometimes when it's volatile and you're trying to scalp and it blows through them.
Yes, yeah.
So I tried to move away from that. I was doing okay at it, but then I had a pretty good loss with a stop. So I'm doing a reset right now.
Yep, I hear you, man. Yep, I did about a 6-month reset just to get myself back in the game. It is a mental game for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I like what David was talking about earlier too about shedding. He added a little more to it where you can actually take a profit and then leave a few, at the 30% or 25 to 40.
Yeah.
And let it play out. So that's something to add.
Yeah, that kind of adds a little extra on the top where you've got some insurance where it's gonna, if it stays pulling or whatever way it's going, you're still making money. Yeah.
Yeah, because trying to be all in is hard.
Yeah, that's risky, dangerous. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so what I did was I went over to YouTube and found the playlist that Carter put together for us, and I grabbed the one that said scalping and channel trading. So if you guys want, we can watch a couple of those and talk about them.
It's your show, Don. You do whatever you want to do.
Sounds good. And then hopefully we'll get some of the antics going later before we get out of here, just to cut up a little bit.
Well, Dawn, I'm going to call it a night. I got to get on and go find something to eat. You okay?
I am okay, Nate. Thank you for that, brother. I appreciate it. I can't wait to get on there Monday and see what we can do with it.
All right. All we got to do is find one. That's all we got to do. Get one good trade Monday morning. All right.
That's it,
See y'all Monday.
All
have
right,
a fantastic
weekend,
Nate.
Nate, thanks for everything. And thank you for all the mornings to us.
Y'all will.
See you, Nate.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Nate.
Later, brother. All right, let's see what we got here.
So when I'm doing this with 500 shares and I'm scalping it like that, and I make $100 to $300 every time I click go, it adds up a lot. Right here, you see this? This is now I'd short it, right? Now it wants to pull right here.
Talk about double bottom.
Mm-hmm. Boom, and it makes that little bit of move. There's $100. Then it comes back up, and if it breaks 269.19, I jump in it. Boom, there's $100. I can do this constantly.
Amazon's still approaching that 125.50, 124.50.
Thank you. Checking it now. Yep, I see it.
Yeah, it's still in that range.
Yeah, now look. What did we talk about on this one? I told you guys to take advantage every time, right? Here it is. Here it is. There it is. Comes down here. Look at this trading channel.
I love
it.
Right there.
Look at that. That is scalper's paradise, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Tesla. The fact that it's staying up so high is bullish. Boom, I'm in the trade. There it goes. Sell it. Just made $30. Do you understand how fast, how I can maneuver this? This is very bullish on Tesla, by the way. Like, I can't stress that enough. Oh, coach, what do you think it's going to do? Well, I already told you, right? I can tell off of the move, you're getting volume. It's skyrocketing. And I told you it wanted to come back up to this channel anyways. But I said if it can break and hold 269.19, didn't I say where it would go? Well, there you go.
I just played that range again, coach. 124.50 to 124.19.
I said it every time, right?
It's the third time I played it. I made money each time.
Nice job. Dude, listen, what you're doing is you're starting to get in a good rhythm. And right, you see how it touched right here? That is when you sell.
Yeah.
Boom. And then it goes back to the upside, right? So sell long, sell short, sell long, sell short.
See this stuff right here? You need money to be able to make money off of short channels like that. You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
So that's why I don't mess around with it, because $100 is not going to help you right there. You know what I mean? $18 is not going to help you right there. But if you have $1,000 to put into that trade, it's just like the idea of the way Nate makes so much money on penny stocks. He's doing 10,000 shares. You know, he's doing 500 shares. If you're doing 10 or 20 shares, you're not going to get the traction. You know, you're really just doing it for practice at that point. But if you really want to really get some money, you need it takes money to make money.
That's true.
But yeah, those scalpers, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, over and over. How fast he was getting in and out of that trade. I mean, I mean, $100. I mean, he said $100 and he was out of it before he finished the sentence. I mean, the mechanics is just incredible.
Yeah, it's like fire. I mean, he's in, out, in, out. I mean, Coach literally scalps off of a candle. Not even, you know,
not a trend line, a candle.
Candle, yeah. One candle, if you catch it right on SPY, if you got 10 contracts, you'd be amazed at what it will create in revenue. It is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. But you got to be very, I mean, you will get eaten alive on SPY.
Quick.
This is my issue, right?
That's the only way I can do it, Chris. That's the only way I trade.
I'm really good about being able to read and interpret SPY, and actually really not any stock, but like most stocks, and being able to sit down and chart it and really understand what it's doing and where it's going to go, and understand how it's reacting, and understand how the candles are moving, and keep on going, blah, 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 blah. But my biggest problem is I can understand the data, I can interpret the data. Acting on the data, though, that's hard for me, because as soon as you go into a trade, you're throwing a lot more in it for me.
Right.
That's like you're throwing emotion into it. You're throwing, trying to figure out position sizes. All the, you're throwing in everything while you're sitting there also trying to manage. Okay, well, what's it doing and where's it going? And then for me, when you mix everything together, that's really where I get honestly burned up is that two elements. So like today I separated it and I was just charting and I was just reading it and I was just interpreting it, no problem at all. The minute I throw in trading with it, I have a hard time. So I'm trying to figure out my rhythm because, it's almost like I kind of think I need to stick to the biggest trait days and really try to, with SPY, really trying to only wait for those big entries where you're going to have big rises or big falls, and it's very clear in the direction where it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I'll probably be more successful when I can hone that down a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because SPY will do this thing where it'll like tap a level and then it'll pull far away from that level and go the other opposite direction, and then it'll come back to that level, and sometimes it'll tap through it, sometimes it won't, right?
Yeah.
But it pretty much always will come back to that level. So, it's for me, being able to just wait until I can really get a clear, this is it, it's tapped the level, it's gonna tap the level again type of a thing. I think I'll probably be a bit more successful with just sticking to that.
The resistance of commitment, Chris, you know what I mean? It is.
Yeah, it's hard. I promised myself, all right, I'm only gonna go to puts. I'm not gonna do calls anymore, because you get eaten alive with calls way more than you would a put on SPY.
Yeah, absolutely.
Compared to, and so it's like, if I just stick to puts for myself, that's one thing that I can do to help protect myself. If I stick to only trading on Tuesdays, which are the biggest trading days, especially for SPY, and sometimes Wednesdays, and then very rarely on a Friday, with like today, when after about 1 or so, then you, probably about more like 12. Then on those timelines, there tends to always be kind of a consistent draw with it, where I think I personally would just have more success. But I'm still trying to figure out for myself, how do I can graph and I can analyze, and I'm good at that, but how do I become a good trader?
You know what I do, Chris? I have gotten in the habit of, when he says it's got to hold and break, if he doesn't say that, I literally tune everything that everybody else is saying, like call outs. And I appreciate it. I don't want to, say don't call out, but I have certain stocks I only do certain. And he's usually in SPY, you notice that. And I do, when he says it's got to hold and break, I'll immediately, my attention will focus on his screen, on what he's looking at. And it's usually right on what I'm doing. And they just, you got to find the same thing, what in his voice, when he says it, and keep in mind that 20-second or 26-second delay that he's got from the Zoom to your computer, play that in the factoring in. But when he says it's got to hold and break, I immediately on deck watch what he's doing next, because usually it's going to break the trend line. And, like you said today with the song, the deal,
Yeah, and I mean, that's fair, but for me, I use that as more of an indicator. And that's what I try to do,
Sure,
is
absolutely.
for anybody who
Yeah.
says anything, right?
Yeah.
If they say that, hey, this is going to this place or whatever it may be, I like to take a step back and say, okay, let's chart it out, let's graph it out, let's trend it out, let's look at the EWOs, let's look at the EMAs, let's look at the MAs. What's the 21 doing? What's the 55 doing? What's the VWAP? And then sometimes by the time you go through all of that, it's already gone.
Yeah, as I say, if you do that, the trade's probably happened. Yep, that's true.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's like you get in too late, and then is it worth it? So, all that to say, I for me, I try to use coaches' suggestions as more of an indicator or a confirmation. Oftentimes more of a confirmation. Like, I think it's going here, and he's sitting here saying, I think it's going here. And I'm using that as a confirmation of what I think pretty much already.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to look at it.
So I was looking at SPY for the day range, and I'm not even going to say it because I don't want someone to act on it, but it's way too wide. way too wide.
You're trying to get a spy partner. I know.
Yeah, he needs a twin. Yeah. Okay. Hey, you called out the heaviness of spy at the end of the day, right?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, but then I quickly came back and I said, well, watch out for 427, 07 or 06. And I said it would have a lot of dancing there. And if you listen to that, you would have caught the bounce from 427-ish up to whatever went to 428 or something like that.
Like 428. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got two of those. I really loved it.
That was a good call out. Yeah.
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 All right, Don, you want to start the video again?
Yep.
Over and over and over and over again until it breaks one side or the other, and then hang on, because like right here, the fact that this came right back and a long candle, you could get now a push to the upside. And because you would be in the long off the bounce of 124.19, you get to ride it. If it pulls back, sell it. But this is bullish right here. Do you see how this candle looks different than all the previous candles?
Yes, sir.
How do you know?
Coming off that triple bottom too.
Now you're in a new range. It did not pull back immediately. Still sitting up. Now what I'd do is I'd have a stop right here at 124.50 again. And there you go. And that's exactly what I told you. Do you see the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I like space here above VWAP. So just like this, right? The things that I love about trading VWAP. Here, I'll show you. I'll just go small so you can see it. VWAP is at 563. What I would do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to put a stop at 562. Right there. The reason that is because if it can't stay above VWAP, why would I long that, right? So my risk is pennies compared to the potential upside, which is back up to 576. See it? I don't need to have a big giant open risk because I already know the strength is off of VWAP. Are you guys following me with that?
So with that, at that end, I'm sorry, was he entering into a call or a put? I didn't hear that.
I think he was going into a call on that.
Yeah, he was going into a call on it.
It was a call with a stop below VWAP.
Yep, correct.
I can repeat that if you want.
No, I was more.
You want me to go back?
No, you're good. I was more so curious what happened after that, because I was just looking at the trend of that whole thing, and then if you take your trend line from the downtrend and then if you draw it, you could see where it was breaking out a lot earlier.
I agree with you, Brad. Sorry about that, Brad.
And because you would be in the long off the bounce of one.
Talking about this one? The one we just looked at?
Yeah. I mean, if you just...
Yeah, he was counting on the bounce to go up into the next channel. Yeah.
Love about trading VWAP. Here, I'll show you. I'll just go small so you can see it. VWAP is at 563. What I would do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to put a stop at 562. Right there. The reason that is because if it can't stay above VWAP, why would I long that, right? So my risk is pennies compared to the potential upside, which is back up to 576. See it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to have a big giant open risk because I already know the strength is off of VWAP. Are you guys following me with that?
Yeah, you see what he did there?
Yeah, that's a crazy way of thinking.
He has he has been through it and seen it so long that he knows exactly what that candle is going to do. I'll bet 99% of the time it's going to do exactly what he's thinking.
Yep, and we watched it. We watched him do that several times where right in front of us, it'll do just what he said it was going to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a $2 risk at that point. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would pay.
Got a lot of screen time.
I would pay tons of money to just watch him uninterrupted trading by himself.
I know, be a fly on his wall, right?
Oh my goodness, yeah, it would be amazing. Looks like, Don, you got a new panel member popped in. BJ?
Yeah, I don't see anybody.
Trade the pre.
Let me come back over. I don't see anybody backstage.
No, that's Brad James.
Oh, that's Brad. Sorry, Brad.
Market
Gotta get my eyes
using VWAP.
It's all good. I know what it's like.
So what that means is every time it breaks VWAP to the upside, we go ahead and long that with shares. Every time that breaks VWAP to the downside, we use our short button as long as you have a margin account. If you don't have a margin account, you won't have that option. But you can see right here, we can short it, right? Every time. There's your long, there's your short, there's your long, there's your short. And you can do that for any stock, right? The whole time. Look at this. So as I was doing it this morning, I mean, I made 100 and some bucks on it, but I was just trying to show you guys like, hey, you guys are buying and shorting and buying and shorting. You can do it.
Okay, I'm assuming because Carter went back through the archives and put these playlists together that this is an older video because he is obviously just talking about shares here.
Is he? Okay, I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
You're right.
Don,
Yeah.
Being a newer member and having gone through all the videos since August, there is a definite transition both in the platform that he's showing and the things he's showing on the web. Yeah, because the last
because look at the background. Look at the background and everything. It's completely watered down compared to how it is now.
Yeah, even his old Weeble desktop was totally different than it looks today.
Yeah. Yep, you can tell. So yeah, when he's talking about shorting, he's talking about going against, he's talking about going down, getting paid going down on the shares. And you have to have a margin account to do that. All you need to do is tell them how many shares you want at what price. You know what I mean? I think that's how he said it works. Yeah. That where you think it's going to, and they lend you that, and then you buy them at that level, and you keep all the profit from where you told them you wanted to start the sale.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
If coach is listening, come up here, coach, and tell us what you meant.
Do it for anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes, of course, if it hugs, VWAP tightly, it's a little harder. But again, since we're pre-market and we're scalping it quickly, right? There's your long, there's your short, there's your long, there's your short, there's your long, there's your short, and it's still shorting. Do you guys see what I'm saying? I don't know what you guys like to trade, but you can do it for anything, right? So here's Mara, just using a small stock as an example. Look at right there's your short, and you're still in your short. See it? Anything, doesn't matter. There's Microsoft, same drill. Over and over and over, you guys can do this. There's your long, there's your short. It touched, but it's still a short. Now, by using this method, I mean, Ford's a little harder because it kind of, Ford is tough because it doesn't really move. So something like Ford would be very hard. What's this? 21K. Okay, that's not doing nothing yet. Just like Carnival's a little bit harder, but you can do it. You see here, if it doesn't get a lot of volume and you start getting these weird little dots versus candles, that means it's going to be hard to move it, right? There's just not a lot. If you look at the volume, it's only got 286K volume. That's why I like to use a Tesla or an Apple, right? Netflix obviously would be a little bit harder. Number one, the volume is always trash pre-market. Number two, for it to have any significant value, you're going to have to dump a ton of money into it to make it, significant, right? If you can't buy 100 shares or something of it, it's kind of hard to make money from it. But does that make sense? Do you guys see how we can treat the pre-market and you guys can make money from the pre-market? So again, this is what we call, if you're new in here, this is what we call channel trading, okay? We're trading the channel. As long as it continues to give us the same look, we can continue to add here and wait to see if it breaks. If it doesn't, I sell back off. Then I add again here. I wait to see if it breaks. Break meaning to the upside. If it pulls back, right, then I sell it off. And then I buy it here. And then I wait to see if it breaks. If it pulls off, I sell it off. So on and so forth.
Yes, it makes sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, Coach. Are you selling it? At market or limit?
Nope. Limit. There is no market. There's no market orders. You cannot do anything that says market in the pre-market. Okay.
When you're waiting for it to pop, where do you would you have set your buy at 336?
Well, no. So if I do,
because I missed it. I did 333. I didn't realize I had it set to 333, and I missed it, and I didn't chase it.
Well, that's okay. What I do is, because I want to break and hold, I always go above it. So if 336.2 is your key mark, then I would want it, just above it.
So 337.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If that's, that would be the next number it would allow you to do. Yep, it's 337. Because what we want is we want it to break and hold, and if it just touches it and pulls back, well, now we're going back this way, right?
Gotcha.
Yep. So we want it to break and hold, and a long candle. Break and hold, everybody. Isn't that a long candle or a confirmation candle to go with a small one, right?
Right.
So that is for sure a long candle. And there is your confirmation candle. But now look at it. See it stair stepping. See how this is still stair stepping to the downside? But again, if you're in this now and you're like, well, I've got a small amount, let's see what it will do later, that's fine. But now what you need to do is you need to take our previous resistance level and now it's support. Okay. So what was once resistance is now support, meaning it has to stay above 336.2. Otherwise, it's going right back down into this previous channel that we discussed earlier. Okay. And that'll help you guys throughout your entire trading life, by the way. That channel trading that I trained you on right there, and I've been doing it for our existing VIP members. That's something you'll be able to use literally the rest of your life. I use that all day, every day, exactly like you saw how I executed it. So even though that it then pulled back, but I knew this is the bounce zone, I can add in more here, which I did, which lowered my cost average. Which then, as long as it stayed above VWAP, which it did, I wasn't concerned at all, was I? And there we go. There's your new next pop right there. You're making more money on CCCC. Now, as long as this stays above 346, you guys are going to the next promised land, okay?
Dude, this is awesome to listen to some of his older stuff.
It really is. Yeah.
And then you can also see where he's still the same coach. It's just not as many people knew about him then.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Well, that was pretty freaking cool. I didn't hear back from Christina.
I hope she's okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Anybody got anything else they want to add or talk about?
I did see a question down here, Don.
Okay. What we got?
Dominus was wondering why. I can't find it. Where'd it go? He was wondering why the charts don't move during the pre-market. Anybody? Maybe Chris. Maybe you can grab that one.
The charts don't move?
I gotta find it again.
Yeah, if you're talking about on TradingView, you need to turn on extended hours,
right? So
that way you can see it. And once you turn on extended hours, you'll be able to see the data. Otherwise, it's not going to have it on there. It will also make, assuming you're talking about TradingView, it will also make that data look different. It's gonna like, what does it do? It like kind of blocks it, not block it out, but graze it, so that way you can tell the difference between the two.
Robinhood does move during the pre-market, but I notice, and if you're talking about Webull doesn't move, but if you look just right below the bigger number of the day, it'll show you where it stopped out at the day before. But if you look just under it at the really small writing, you'll see pre-market, and that'll be real-time data. If you have real-time data turned on, that'll and extended hours, that will show you the actual pre-market time, and it does move. But you got to look right below the main number that's not moving at all in the pre-market, which is normally the number that moves throughout the day.
So let me ask a question, because VWAP is like an increasingly growing thing that traders are adding. I mean, they've used it for years, right? But it's growing like more and more popular. Does everybody know what VWAP is and like how you're supposed to use it?
Hey, Chris, I guess he was asking about Webull, I guess is what he's saying in the comments. He was saying that it's Webull that he's having that problem with. It's extended market hours, right? You got to click on it?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Click on make sure you click on extended hours. And also, if that's on, then look under the main number that normally you'll see moving throughout the day. Right under it in fine print, you'll see pre-market in very small letters. And it will have the number beside it, and it'll be actually moving in real time.
Oh,
but
I just seen Arlo just give him the. Sorry about that. Yeah,
Yep.
Arlo, she got it. Yeah.
Thanks, Arlo.
I'm sorry, Arlo. These questions are delayed from the Zoom to the YouTube to the actual chat. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right, sorry. It's just because we mentioned VWAP quite a bit.
Yeah.
And Coach uses it quite a bit, and I sometimes I think people don't, like, you mention it but do you understand it? So, I guess I'll just say it in case maybe it helps you or just gives you a refresher. But VWAP literally is it a acronym? Is that it?
Yeah.
Initials?
From the volume weighted. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Volume weighted average price. So it takes the assets price. It's a ratio of the assets price to the total trade volume for that specific period of time.
Yep.
So a general indicator is that if VWAP is, if a price is below VWAP, then it's a good time to look at, buying it. Buying that asset for a share, and when it's above it, it's a good time to look at selling it. Like, that's the general idea behind using that as an indicator. Anytime you're below VWAP, that indicates that you've got selling pressure pushing it down. That's why we're using all of our 21 and 55s and crosses, moving averages to indicate how far it's going to go, and then when it goes below VWAP, that gives you an indication that it's going to it could continue to the downside. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of do that as a quick little refresher. I'm sure somebody else could better explain that. But if you understand VWAP, you can understand a lot of stocks, especially the big stocks, quite a bit better, and how they trade.
That's pretty awesome, and Coach always likes to mention that it's a lot of traders put weight in it because more often than not, it ends up being used for support as well as resistance, depending on where you are with that particular stock in that particular time period. So like a lot of times today, Apple was basically hugging VWAP, AMD, Bruno was in AMD. I remember when we first started, when we all kind of joined in and Coach was watching, and I remember the first thing I saw was it was not leaving VWAP, and I thought, geez, man, you got some balls hanging out there, because when it hangs around VWAP, it can go either way. It can blast off into oblivion, or it can go straight to hell. So you got to be really careful when you're dealing with the VWAP chop. And I'm proud of Bruno, because that to me speaks volumes as to how Bruno's grown as a trader. Because just a few months back, we just all heard him talk about how he was kind of going through it, as we all have, where he was struggling a little bit. He was doing well, and then he got into a little bit of a rut. And he worked his way out of it confidently enough that today he's trading VWAP like a pro. So I'm proud of you, bro. You know, so yeah, VWAP is nothing to joke around with. But it is also a very, very good learning tool to use to chart your stock, you know?
Yeah.
Seems like somebody's trying to come in, but I guess not, because I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, because it is coming up on 7 o'clock. It's the weekend, and, you know, I don't want to get you guys in here and you know, keep you from your weekend. I can't believe we already almost put 2 hours in already. Can you believe that?
It has flown by, hasn't it? I can get off here and let somebody else get on if they want to get up here and got something to say. I don't want to hold you up.
No, don't get off. Hey, look, we got room for 10 people up here. So if anybody wants to come up here, not a problem. Come on, we got plenty of room for you. Come share your story of what happened throughout the course of the day. Hey, listen, by the way, and I'm sorry if I got a little quiet, because I went back to while the video was playing, I did a little bit more work on that video, because I really want to help Coach out with a commercial for that. But don't forget that right now, for a limited time, Coach has got a VIP membership lifetime on sale for only $5,000. Now, you guys know it's $2,500 for the year. So he's got one on sale right now, lifetime, for $5,000 off. All you have to do is go to AmericanDreamTrading.net and get signed up. Learn to trade and be on your way to becoming financially free. Go sign up now at AmericanDreamTrading.com, where all our services are easily accessible. And sign up is easy. Simply click the service you want and go. That's it. AmericanDreamTrading.com. The link to it is right in the description of this video. Go there, click it. If you guys have enjoyed what we've been talking about this evening and you want to tip the host, the tip jar is right there as well. We're still up here for a few more minutes. We don't mind hanging out. So if anybody has anything they want to talk about, if they have issues, actually, I don't think we ever went over Coach's rules today. So
No,
yeah, I always like to do that, you know, because there's a lot of new people that end up coming in here, and they may not have had a chance to see Coach's rules or hear Coach talk about his rules. He talks about them every morning, but we live by these rules. And every day that I do this, I'm getting to a point where I'm beginning to know them by heart, like in the order that they're in, which is pretty cool. I mean, I know them, but I'm beginning to actually know this paper by heart. So rule number 1, never, and I mean never, beyond any doubt, lose more than 1 to 3% of your trade. I mean, it just goes without saying at this point, because think about it. You want to live to trade another day, right? So never lose more than 1 to 3% of your trade. And it goes hand in hand with rule number 2, which is if you have 2 red days in a row, you need to stop trading and start training. Pull yourself out of the mix. Put yourself in a timeout. I know it's hard, but put yourself in a timeout and sit back and watch for a couple days, maybe even a couple of weeks. You guys heard Jimmy's story. When Jimmy lost that money initially, when he had the $25,000 and he went all the way down to $5K, he took 3 weeks off. Brady did the same thing. Brady didn't trade for an entire month before he actually made his first trade. He watched Coach for weeks. Jimmy lost all his money. Watched Coach for weeks. I've done the same thing. Harlow in the mornings talks about how he is not trading for the past 2 weeks. I haven't traded consistently for 2 weeks. I've been more watching and practicing with smaller amounts than I have been doing any amount of trading, and it has paid off. And it's going to continue to pay off because I don't have to trade every day, and I'm not going back to trying to trade $400 clips. Screw that. You know, I'm comfortable with the $18. I'm comfortable with the $20 premiums, $30 premiums, and getting 2 of those. You know, I'm not going to do 10 every day, but today I was feeling it. It was a cheaper price, and I figured why not take advantage of it. But I'm not doing that with 10, $50 contracts. So make sure if you have 2 red days in a row, you are watching yourself. If you're not a seasoned professional, if you're not a master scalper, then you should be doing the 2-minute EWO strategy. It moves a lot slower, and it gives you a chance to sit in your trade and learn how to stomach some of the bad stuff, because you do need to have diamond hands if you're going to learn how to hold on to trades. Rule number 4, trade no more than 1 to 5 trades per day. No, there's no need to over trade. So a lot of people get caught up trading and then giving it all back. They'll get their gains and they'll give it all back. Don't do that. Probably number 5 is one of the biggest. I've heard people say it when I first got in the group, and now I found it myself to hold true in my own trading. Position size is where you make the biggest faux pas. Okay. Position size is huge, guys. Go in with smaller position sizes. It will give you the confidence to sit in trades much longer than you would if you had too much money weighing on the line. And how do you know that you've got too much money? If you're nervous and shaking and you're worried about your P&L, you're in too big. It's that simple. Go off your gut. What's your gut telling you? I'm scared shitless. Well, you're in too big. If it's something that you can afford to actually lose that entire amount, which you're not going to do because you're going to have a stop in there and minimize your risk. I don't care how small the trade is. Okay. But if that amount of that premium, if you can afford to lose the entire thing without batting an eye, then you're comfortable. And that's something you should sit in. Rule number 6. If you're not ready for options, don't trade options. Do shares. Shares are the same. It's all trading, guys. Shares does not deal with a lot of the issues that you have with options with the Greeks. You're not worrying about theta decay. You buy a stock low, you sell it high. That's it. If the stock goes up and down, you're not going to deal with the delta and the gamma and the theta like you do with options. So if you're not ready to handle options, by all means, don't do it. Nate became a millionaire off of shares. Will not touch options. Jimmy was a millionaire before he touched options. It's not necessary to trade options. Rule number 7, use your stops, period. Coach always says all trades are risky. Use your stops. Minimize that risk. And there you have it. Words to live by, rules to live by, rules to trade by. If you guys are following those rules, number 1, you're going to protect your assets. Number 2, you're going to focus mostly on training. And number 3, you're going to be more successful. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Words of wisdom, Don.
Thank you.
Totally agree.
It's Coach's rules. That's Coach's rules. We just got to follow them, you know? And I'll tell you what, talking about the VIP program, again, he's doing a lifetime membership. That if you have the wherewithal to get the lifetime membership, and shout out to you, Diesel Dan, for getting in there. You know, if you can afford to do it, you never have to pay for it again. And you know he's not going to keep that going. We know he hates lifetimes. Okay.
Yes, he does.
The fact that he even offered it, fuck it. I was so surprised at that. So I'm like, geez, man, if you don't get on that, because he's not going to keep that. He got rid of the lifetime memberships.
Yep, that's fact. Yeah, it was definitely a sign for me to get motivated and get moving again. Stop getting in my own way. I said, well, I'll grab it right now. I feel like I got it for free. It was so cheap. What he's doing right now is cheap.
Yeah.
Bless him for what he's doing. He's amazing. You know.
Yeah, we know he doesn't normally like to do them. So if he's offering it, get on it.
Everybody that's listening better. If they can afford it, grab it while you can, because I don't see him doing this again for a while.
Think about it. I mean, everything that he offers is included in it.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got workshop classes, you got hot stock picks, you've got the morning VIP lessons. Okay, you've got everything included in that. So it makes all the indicators, all of that's in there.
Yeah, the trading view indicator a deal in there alone by themselves, you know.
By themselves.
Yeah. No, coaches, when he does something, it's big. It's not small. It's big time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Early hot stock picks.
Oh yeah.
Early. So he puts those out. He puts them out at 8:45 for everybody else, but the VIPs get them at 8:00. So
he got me immediately when I posted my profits today. He said, Diesel got half of your lifetime back in one day. I felt bad. I said, man, only because of you, Coach. He called me right there on the spot.
That's awesome.
Nice. You know what? Speaking of which, I forgot to put mine in there. I need to go put that. Better late than never. I forgot to put mine in there. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. And I want everybody to have a fantastic weekend. I'm gonna check in with Coach and see if he's cool with me doing a playlist watch party tomorrow at some point. So yeah, you know, that way we can come in here and just, you know, pick some videos apart. People that didn't get a chance to get up here and tell their story about what happened for today can do that. You know, and just rock out tomorrow and watch some videos.
If he's okay with it, what time you thinking? I'm West Coast, so what time you thinking over there in Baltimore time?
Let's go with like 11.
Your time 11?
My time 11. So that would be what, 8:00 your time?
Yep. I can do that. Yep.
So yeah. So if you guys want, we'll do a watch party at 11:00, and we'll go live on YouTube, and we can watch, you know, pick apart Coach's playlists and watch some EWO, watch some scalping, and yeah, you know, get it done.
Great idea. What do you guys think?
I'll try to be here.
Sounds good. You're always there, Brad.
Yes, you are, man.
Yeah, usually.
You're always there, Brad. I know sometimes you can't be, but we appreciate it when you are. Chris, you gonna try to come tomorrow? He's all getting tequila. Everybody, thank you so much. Everybody that's down there in the chat, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Miranda. Thank you, everybody. Bruno, Farah, Air Twister, David Yanez. Yes, everybody's saying have a good night. Yep. We're going to go ahead and shut her down.
All right. You guys have a great night. All right. Everybody have a great night.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Night, everybody. Peace and blessings. See you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely.
See you.